Predators. They're one of the biggest problems facing backyard chook keepers. Snakes, goannas, hawks, eagles are some of the most common predators, yet the fox is by far the most efficient at wiping out, decimating your flock overnight. How heartbreaking that is. Hi, I'm Cheryl Nelson from Chook Chat. Welcome to our special edition on predators. We're going to show you how the deep litter's going in the chicken coop. And I'm going to add a few leaves today because all our autumn leaves are falling. And it's just a nice free addition to your deep litter. So the deep litter method is coming on really nicely. I'm just going to give it a bit of a rake up. I haven't done it in a couple of days, so just rake it up, put some lime on and a bit more material on top. So a little bit more lime on top just helps to break things down. Remembering we've got to cover whatever we put lime onto, which I'm going to cover with some casuarina needles that are left. Very good. Okay, so it's up to you to protect your flock from predators. And in thinking about that, you need to be aware of what your local predators are, be they quolls, Tasmanian devils. Around here, our biggest predator are foxes by far. We also have hawks and eagles, but we've got a covered in netting to protect from hawks and eagles. That's right at the top. But down the bottom here, we've got some strong galvanised wire. It's attached to these bits of wood here that are pegged in. But most importantly for here, we've got a hot wire, which is an electrified wire that runs right around the circumference of the chicken coop. So a fox comes along, touches that, won't pursue getting in here. If you don't have a covered in coop, think about having a wire at the top that's floppy, that leans out. So as a fox, because they climb very well, if it climbs up, it'll hit that floppy wire and it won't go in there. So, and if you have an open coop, be sure to have it in small sections, because a predatory bird like an eagle or a hawk will only land where it can be sure it's got enough space to develop the energy to take off again. So keep your coop sections small if you have an open top. Yeah. Another good defence against predators that burrow, like foxes or quolls, is to have, or dogs for that matter, is to have some strong galvanised wire that faces outwards. It's about 200-300 mils. It's called rabbit wire. It's a strong wire. So if they come along, try to dig there, they'll be dissuaded by that. You can cover it over, but in time it'll grow over with grass. That's a great defence. This is the most vulnerable part of our coop. It's open to the bush and farmland behind us. But here we have a great system, which is the hot wire and the wire that's coming out, which has worked a treat to stop any foxes getting in there. The thing we do have to make sure of is to keep this wire clear of sticks and and weeds that pop up. So that's a bit of a task, but it means we can go away for a couple of days and be assured that our chickens are safe. A couple of years ago, I installed a sensor light, which means if anything moves within this, couple of meters of this door, this sensor light up here is activated and it lights up this whole area, which has been great. But better than that, the other day I installed this light activated little drop down door, which means I can keep this main door closed, and in the morning when it's light, this door comes up. It's pulled up by a little thread there, and in the evening it drops down. It's battery operated, pretty easy to install. A little bit fiddly just getting some framework nice and solid on the iron, but it's great, and I feel like we can now confidently go away for a couple of nights and know that our chooks are going to get locked in at night time. One little hitch I thought of last night as I was going to bed. With the sensor light and the door, the automatic door, it's going to be a bit of a problem. If Mr. Fox wanders in, the light comes on, the door lifts up. So, yeah, anyway, back to the drawing board on that. I might just tip that sensor away so as it's more pointed out further. Anyway, this is great. I thoroughly recommend these. Rats and mice are another important thing to keep on top of in your chicken coop. There are various means to do that. Some people favour these, wheelie things with peanut butter and they fall into water. I find these traps really only work when there's plague proportion. For me, I think one of the most humane ways is the rat trap that kills a rat quickly. Avoid using those poison blocks because you get secondary poisonings from your chook might well pick up a poisoned mouse, or raptors, your dog. So important to keep on top of rats and mice. If you keep on top of your rodents, you're less likely to have snakes and goannas around. Snakes are attracted to eggs. They're not likely to take a chook, but they will take little chicks and eggs. Like goannas, they will take eggs, but and if a chook's sitting on eggs, they're likely to injure a chook. I had a friend who had a chook lose a wing to a goanna. So if you have a goanna injury, a great way of treating that is honey slathered onto the wound. It acts as an antiseptic against the toxins in a goanna's mouth. And there's a lot to be said for having a good rooster. A rooster will protect their flock. They keep a lookout with one eye up to the sky for raptors. They'll watch out for foxes and alert their flock to any danger. So keep a listen out for that alert call that a rooster will make. And there's also a lot to be said for just your family dog. It will alert you as well when there's predators around at night time. A dog will pick up a fox sound, very sensitive to that. So a great family dog is a great protection against predators. If your property's up against the bush, native animals are going to be a problem that you just need to manage. Quolls, Tassie devils, goannas are all protected, so you need to just secure your coop against these predators and not harm them. But back to foxes, the biggest threat. They're an amazing creature, quite beautiful, but relentless in their killing. They'll travel up to 10 to 15 kilometres away from their den to find food. They have whiskers not only on their head but on their legs to help with navigation. You can spot a fox at night time in a torchlight because they have green eyes rather than orange or red. Foxes have an amazing sense of smell, better than that of a dog. They predominantly hunt at night time, on windy nights, noisy nights when they're less likely to be heard. And they're not just a problem in rural areas. They thrive in urban settings where they can hide under sheds and buildings. If you have a fox that's regularly skulking around, you can attempt to cage it. Your local land services or council will help you with providing a cage, a strong wild animal cage, and help you to dispose of it, euthanize it generally. So if you're up for trying to cage a crafty fox, that's probably the best way to manage them. That about wraps up our Chook Chat edition on predators. So put some work into keeping your coop secure and your chickens safe. Good luck through the winter period where old Mr. Fox is around, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. So that's rats and mice, but if you keep on top of them, you're less likely to have problems with snakes and goannas because they will come to feed on the rats and snakes. Where did I get to? Do you want me to start again? If you need to keep food away from... I'm going to do this and then I'm going to pick that up and drop that. Snakes will take eggs. They won't get a chicken, but they may get chicks. Rats and mice and snakes, and they all kind of go in hand a bit, because if you've got rats and mice, you're more likely to have snakes. And a snake, well, it won't take a chook. Don't forget you can buy Super Mash online at naturalchickenhealth.com.au, or for more interesting chooky posts, check out our Facebook page. Thanks, bye. You don't want the thanks, bye, do you?
Give it to me again without the thanks, bye.
Yeah. Don't forget you can buy Natural Chicken Health. Oh, don't forget. Don't.